Alright. Okay, hey guys, how's it going? It is me, Misamango, and...
Christian from brownfox.
That's right. Anyways, we're still here in Japan. It's our last full day, and we decided that we should make a quick video about the train system since it's still going to be fresh in our minds.
Yeah, it was took us a couple days to figure out how to do everything the right way. And just so you guys know, it is a little bit of a process to get everything down to where you don't have to worry about it when you're actually traveling. But if you do the work that you need to do, then you won't have any worries. And trust me, not having to worry about how you're going to get around or how you're going to get back to your hotel is well worth the effort that you put into it.
Mm-hmm. So our first recommendation is if you're arriving to the airport, look for the Suica card booth. And then you basically, it's past the JR line because...
I have one of those right here.
Yeah, we made the mistake of, we went to the little JR booth and they're like, no, you had to buy it in your country. And we're like, we need a Suica card. But then we realized it was in another little location.
Yeah, so there's, they're kind of like little kiosks, I guess you could say, like all littered against the walls by the main entrances to the train stations. And you go in, you can hit the button for English, and it tells you how much to pay, and it'll dispense out one of these cards with the money on it. And if the money runs out on the card, put the card back into another one of the kiosks, put more money into it, and it refills it up. And all it is when you walk through the little gates, take the card and you just tap it on the sensor, and the gates will open up for you, and you can walk through. And then if you don't have enough money on the card for that gate, it stays closed.
Yeah, it will, it's gonna act as if it's gonna open, but the second you get past, it's gonna be like, and it's gonna close on you.
Yeah, there's little sensors, and it's cool because the sensors, so someone pays right in front of you and they walk through and the gates are open, you're literally right behind them, the sensors can tell that there's somebody there, and so it'll close the gates as soon as you get close to it.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind. Definitely worth the money buying these cards, and you really do need them to travel around. One more cool thing about these is a lot of places will actually let you pay using these cards. We've been to a couple shops or stores where they have a little icon that you can scan this with, and the money that you have on the card, it's almost like a credit card almost. And that goes for buses too. Buses are another thing that use these cards. You can also use cash or change for buses, but cards make it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And then also, if you're still feeling unsure, what we would also do, we got the Tokyo Metro map I think we got this at the airport, so this is our original copy. And then literally once we got it, I would just study it. It gives you a pretty easy map, or it gives you a more detailed one. And I just study it, and after looking at it for a couple of times, it actually became easier to understand which train to take. And then, yeah, it wasn't that hard. We only had difficulties in the beginning of it.
I know she's saying study, and you're probably thinking oh, study like a test. This sounds like too much work. It's not. I mean, in all honesty, with the correlation of different things that we use, Google Maps, the online maps they have here, the maps they have listed in the trains that tell you each station you're gonna stop at. They're kind of reference points that you just keep overlooking at each other. Hey, this is where I want to go, and this is the line I have to take. Well, as you're going through that process, there's a couple different tools that you can look at, and while you're going through it, be like, oh, hey, these stops are the same stops that my Google Maps was telling me. Okay, I'm just double checking, make sure I'm on the right path. Yeah. So we started off just doing it by Google mapping it and then going from there, but then we found out that it makes it a lot easier and a lot better to refer back to if you screw up or something happens along the way, if you actually write it down in a little notebook. So we went to the local 7-Eleven, and they're everywhere around here.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And we picked up a little notebook, so actually handwriting it down, write the station you're at, or your starting point, and then the station you're going to. And then make sure you write down all the stops along the way for that train. And having that there is kind of like a map guide, hey, train stops at another station, oh, well, this matches up with what I wrote down, so I know we're on the right track. Mm-hmm. It's just, paying attention is key. It's a big part of it, so make sure you're very aware of where you are and what the signs say, because they all are pretty self-explanatory, but if you overlook it, you can end up finding yourself lost.
And then, this saved our butts a couple of times. It's the Tokyo Metro app. I downloaded this back in America when we were there, and it's really easy. You just put in the departure station. So ours is Nishikasai, and then if we're going to the Meiji Shrine, so we just put Harajuku again, and then it tells you like what trains you need to take, and then it tells you what train you need to get off. It just doesn't write down for you like how many stops there are, how long it's gonna take. It's just like a pretty basic of the basic app.
So we're gonna do this process for you guys today. We're actually gonna be going to a temple shrine, and we're gonna be filming the whole process from start to finish of how we got our little plan together, our little map set up, writing everything down, to actually going on the trains, paying for it, and the ride there, and then the ride back. So that way you guys can refer to this video if you guys get lost or confused, and you can see what we did, and hopefully use it to help you guys when you guys come here.
See you later.
Bye everyone.